Job market. Mark Anthony Dyson talks about on his podcast.
Yes. This isn't just about scarce jobs. It's about completely fake postings, fake employers, fake recruiters, even fake
It
advice.
sounds like a minefield.
It can be. Dyson really stresses vigilance. Job seekers have to verify everything, research the company Glassdoor, Reddit, wherever, be super skeptical of unsolicited offers, check email addresses, websites.
Wow, it adds a whole other layer of stress, doesn't it?
It really does. Coaches, you need to equip your clients to spot these scams. Critical thinking is key here.
Thanks for joining me on the Job Scam Report. At the beginning of 2026, the mission is the same as when I started in May of 2024, is to raise job seekers' awareness of job scams and help them spot and avoid them. We're the only career and job podcast that focus on education efforts to help you navigate today's job search safely and strategically. Subscribe to the podcast and the newsletter on Substack. Those links are in the show notes. Also, check out our affiliate partner, Aura's all-in-one online safety product. It's powered by AI to proactively help protect your identity, finances, and devices. With $1 million identity theft insurance and 24/7 US-based expert support, you can job search with little worry of protecting your computer and personal information. Thursday's newsletter, which is 80% AI creatable, have 25 of the top job scam news stories from 2025. Again, look forward to this Thursday. My goal is to expand your awareness of job scams to help you develop a protection strategy as you job search. Now, for this episode, Kevin Turner, a well-known brand strategist and a friend, provided background on what malicious actors can do with the compromised LinkedIn profile. It might surprise you how it can impact your online and offline livelihood. And Kevin watches LinkedIn like a hawk, like no one else I know. So that's going to be pretty valuable. This is going to be a pretty short episode, but I want you to grasp this and understand how, first of all, I just really want you to find it informative and even share it with the people who need to increase their awareness of job scams. You guys have a great week and look forward to seeing you next time. But how many people actually do look for the verification of the badge?
Probably very
That would
few.
There,
And I
and
think
that's
it's
where
like building, right?
but that's where the cost. We're trying to educate people,
Mhm.
do all the right things, vet everything, research everyone, and make sure that they're standing on 10 toes with integrity.
Absolutely.
However, most people don't do that because they think, oh, they assume that they had paid or that they see the badge. They don't see the verification, or even that people would say, I'm a recruiter, and then they copy somebody else's credentials. That's enough for most people. And it's
We probably know a lot of people that have had their profiles stolen,
yeah,
and that's not as
we-
hard as most people think it is. And then when somebody steals it, they can go in there, they can load their own picture, right? They can keep your name. If you haven't secured that profile in a couple different ways and they get in, it's really difficult to get them out.
yeah.
Takes some time.
On the podcast, I asked for the recording of when Jay was talking with Aaron Kennedy and Jessica Hernandez and Melissa Cohen. I don't know if you heard that episode, but they had their identity stolen. It's
Mhm.
similar to that, right? Where may not be on LinkedIn, but it could be on Fiverr.
Yeah.
It could be
Yeah.
on Facebook Marketplace. It could be on other places.
And they might even use your profile as a reference. So they might say, I'm Mark Anthony. I'm on Fiverr and I'm doing this work. You can look at my LinkedIn profile and see all my accreditations, all my, what do you call them, endorsements, all my written recommendations. You can see them there on LinkedIn. Come back here over to Fiverr and I'm going to take care of you. They're going to look at it and go, wow, the pictures match, the stuff matches. It must be.
Instead
And
of asking them to, say, send me a LinkedIn invite.
yeah,
What
and that's
can
the
we
kind of
do?
stuff you got to do.
Yeah,
If it
I
doesn't
mean,
come from you, then I know there's
I
an issue.
I verify. I do that with the podcasts and the news channels I've been on, with the projects that I work on. If somebody wants to partner with me, or they say that we got a contract for you to do XYZ, my freelance writing, I said, hey, I say up front, hey, I'm just trying to make sure that you're the real person. So send
Mhm.
me a LinkedIn invite. I've done that and it worked out fine because people I appreciate you doing that, because there was one reporter that actually said, yeah, there are several people who duped my LinkedIn account. They used her image, her picture, or her
Oh,
credentials. And it was wild. It was wild. I said, yeah, you got to ask that from now on. So from that standpoint, as a business owner, I've got to do the other end as well. So
yeah,
a lot of this isn't just job seekers. LinkedIn
it's
users.
everybody.
It's
If you're
everybody.
anywhere attached to the internet, right, you better be doing these things. But no, Jay was saying if you get an email, check the URL, see if
Yes.
it's legit. If you can dive into that email, if you can get inside the header of that email, see if it's been spoofed and sent from another email address. It doesn't match. There's a lot of ways to do a quick check, and we're not talking hours a day. We're talking seconds sometimes to identify a scammer, because there's only so much they can do with technology. They can hide a little bit, but you
I
can
know.
uncover that really quick. And
Absolutely.
I think everybody on your panel was absolutely right. If you find out you're dealing with one, get out.
Yeah.
Don't go any further, because there are ways that they can get you to basically jeopardize yourself. I wrote an article on LinkedIn back in 2019 about fake recruiters on LinkedIn sending DMs, messaging to individuals on LinkedIn and saying, hey, I've got an incredible opportunity. You look like a perfect match. And when somebody would look at it, they go, wow, yeah. And they'd say, just click on the link and look at it, read it. And if you're interested, get back into the DMs. What they did when
Or
they clicked on that link is they relinquished, through that process, they relinquished their account. It
yes.
basically gave the access into the account to steal it from you. And it
Yeah.
was so simple and it was going on like crazy. And that's one of the reasons that LinkedIn, if somebody sends you a link and they're not connected to you, or if they send, let's talk on WhatsApp, and they give you the WhatsApp thing, that's one of the reasons LinkedIn will actually stop that messaging now in its tracks, and it'll have a suggestion. The content in here could be dangerous. Do you want to proceed? And so at least they're giving the warning, hey, look, this looks fishy. You better check it out, because they were losing too many accounts and having to work with members to get them back and all the hassle. It costs them a lot of money too when it happens, because they do want happy members, in the sense they don't want scammers taking over people's personality and all that stuff. And so it costs them money and time too. And so they're improvising a lot of these little programs, I think, to save those issues. Thing that they
Right.
came out with has an effect. It's not perfect again. It allows us still to be
Well,
humans, and humans make mistakes all the time.